Hey everyone, my name is Lynette Corris. I am an elementary school teacher. I have been in this profession for 10 years, but I wanted to take a few minutes and tell you about my Young Living story. And as I started to think about my Young Living story, it dates all the way back to when I was about 4 or 5 years old. And at that young age, I was a very picky eater. I pretty much only ate a cuisine that consisted of dairy, aka cheese, sugar, and starch. So I have a lot of memories of enemas and suppositories. Yes, that is when my digestive issues started. They carried on into middle school. I hated middle school with a passion. On top of all of the awkwardness of middle school, I had all of my digestive issues, and then on top of that, when I got my menstrual cycle, I developed acne. And at that point, it seemed like it was really extreme acne, but it was acne that didn't clear up no matter what medication I used, no matter how many types of treatments I had. And that pretty much carried on into high school. And in high school, I still didn't have really good eating habits. I would eat a baked potato for lunch pretty much every single day with taco meat on top of it and a big old chocolate chip cookie for dessert, which landed me in the bathroom quite often after lunch. And I missed out on quite a bit of class, the class that I had after lunch, depending on what year and what marking period it was. But the teachers weren't very fond of that. They would ask me quite a bit about why I spent so much time in the bathroom, and it was just embarrassing. It was extremely embarrassing. I was agitated. I had so much bloating and pressure and pain to the point where I remember calling home quite a few times to have my mom come and pick me up. And then in college, I cooked, but I didn't have a lot of good eating habits still. I just didn't have the understanding or the care to have an understanding about what was healthy and why I should eat in a healthy way. I truly didn't really care. So once I finally got out of college, my family found a doctor that was willing to do the tests, because at that point I was so frustrated. I didn't know what was going on with my body. What was normal to me, I knew was not normal for most people. I continued to have all of this just irritability, pressure, and just discomfort in my intestinal area. So this doctor ended up doing a lot of blood work. She did a colonoscopy, lots of different tests, and ruled out everything and told me that I had irritable bowel syndrome. I was sensitive to gluten, sensitive to lactose, and sugar just kind of blew it all out of proportion. So after trying this elimination diet, I knew what I had to do, but I wasn't willing. I still wasn't 100% willing to eat the way that my body needed me to eat. I was still young and sometimes I just didn't care, but I felt terrible. So it really comes down to a big turning point in my life was about 4 to 5 years ago. And 4 to 5 years ago is when I met who is now my husband. My husband has always been this natural guy. Very seldom has he ever taken medication unless he really needs to. And I was the type of person that would pop 800 milligrams of Motrin whenever I had a cramp without a blink of an eye. So his mindset started to rub off on me. It started to make sense. So additionally, together we navigated the whole food issue. He loved to cook. I enjoyed cooking, and it was a hobby that we enjoyed doing together. So he helped me understand what foods supported my digestive system and which ones didn't. And he was very gung-ho about sticking to those foods and kind of seeing it as a challenge to figure out what kind of recipes could we make with what could we substitute so that Lynette can feel better when she eats it. And after that, once we actually got into a routine of eating healthy without the types of foods that upset my digestive system, I started to feel better. My skin started to glow a little bit more. So we got into this routine of eating like that. And about 2 years ago, I started to question a couple of other things. I was questioning, why was my skin on my fingers after I cleaned, why did it feel like Velcro? Why was my skin cracking and sometimes even bleeding, especially in the winter? So after I did my research on the internet and I could Google no more, I came to the understanding that I needed to get chemicals out of the house. And my husband was very supportive of that. We needed to get chemicals out. So we went into the mode of making our own cleaners. And a lot of these recipes had essential oils in them. I started to read about the wellness benefits of essential oils too, and I was like, gee, I have some essential oils that I bought at health food stores, but I'm not seeing these wellness benefits. These aren't therapeutic essential oils. So the more and more research I did, I came across a blog, and it was the blog called The Confident Mom. That's when I was introduced to Young Living. Nobody ever came and talked to me face to face. I never had the opportunity to go to a class, unfortunately. But I learned about Young Living just through my research online and understanding that Young Living was the superior company of essential oils. Guys, it took me months to buy my premium starter kit. At least 3 or 4 months was it until I bought my premium starter kit. Since then, our lives will never be the same. Never. When I bought my premium starter kit, I didn't really care to have all 11 oils. There were just a few that I wanted. But once I started to realize that all of these oils can impact and support different systems, all of the different systems in my body, on top of help me make my own cleaners. And then from there, it was just like, wow, Young Living is a company that we can trust. Young Living is a company that has all of these plant-based products, not just essential oils, not just a cleaner, but products for our everyday lives, supplements, natural, plant-based products that we don't have to worry about the chemicals that are in them. So since then, about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, everything has changed for us. And Young Living has actually brought a few other things into our lives that I had no idea about. It brought in this community of like-minded people who are all on the same journey. It brought a business opportunity to our family. It brought a way for me to be able to take my passion of teaching and apply it to this business. And guys, I know that in my heart of hearts, there's a lot of other desires that I have in my heart. I know that I'm not always going to be an elementary school teacher. I'm not always going to be in the classroom because I would love to be able to devote my time and attention to our future children someday. And I know that Young Living is going to be able to provide me with the community, with the opportunity to be able to bring in an income just like I do now with my teaching salary. And it's also going to provide me with the opportunity to be able to be flexible for my family's whatever schedule it is that I need to work around. And I can only imagine what God is going to do with this company through us to just be a vessel for Young Living. And I am so excited for what the future has in store for us and for you and what Young Living can do in your life.